Love to see it. God bless you all. God bless you all for tuning in tonight, September 27th, 2022, when the show continues. I just want to say thank you to everyone in this community, far and wide. Let's smash that thumbs up before we get started. And here soon, if you notice, we will be changing the comment sections to subscribers only. We have over 80,000 regular viewers on YouTube, but only 40,000 people subscribed. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, smash the thumbs up if you appreciate the content, our message, what we're doing on this channel, because I appreciate you guys, and I just want to continue to grow this and help prepare as many people as we can possible for the greatest transfer of wealth in world history tonight. Let's get straight on into it. We got a lot to talk about. We are talking set price after settlement, settlement season. And we have the SEC completely exposed. We're going to get into all of it tonight. So important what this update tonight here. Let's get it started. Let's get it fired up. Okay, starting out, we got our Bitcoin is down at 18,600 at the time of this recording. Bitcoin did bottom out here at 18.5 was the level. 18.5 was the price of your Bitcoin. Taking a quick look at the chart, wanted to show you guys this. So at that top line, 20,066 is where I entered my Bitcoin short last night. One of the first things that I did after I got back from my quick trip away, got back into the office, shorted Bitcoin after I saw it had pump above 20,000, and then I bought more XRP. That's not financial advice. We've already exited that trade for profit, and we did that in the Discord as well. Now, for you guys know, I'm very simple, and I always update you guys on what trades I'm looking at, the setup that I'm looking at. If you want to get the real-time trades that we're doing, I don't do many trades, but when I do them, I give them to my Discord real-time, and I let them know how I see the setup in real time. If you want to join the group, it's not a trading group, but it's just another part of the value that we bring to our exclusive community of investors, researchers, like-minded individuals. Much love to you all that were able to take profit on that trade. That was a beautiful setup, and let's continue on. So tonight we got to talk about the settlement season. There's a lot of scores that are getting settled up. Remember, last time we talked about settlement season, we were talking about how we have a financial settlement that's going to take place here. Ripple versus SEC lawsuit, that's going to get settled up. There's many things that are converging right now. You guys already know the deal. Now let's take a look at this kinetic war front, this situation that went live after a currency war that we've been watching unfold. Now we have this kinetic war going live over there in the Russia-Ukraine region. Let's see, the current update tonight is that Russia says the UNSC, that Donbass, Kherson, and not going to say the name of that last region in Ukraine, are now returning to their homeland. So they are claiming more regions here in the east. Of course, these are regions that they had already taken over. But now they're saying that the people are voting, I guess, to go back. We're going to continue to watch this situation out of the Russia-Ukraine region. Very tough to get the truth out of these war front regions right now. You guys already know. The mainstream media is lying to us every single night. In the Twitter sleuths, the live videos on the streets, people, you know, we got Elon beaming down the internet to Iran, covering all that, the protests and the uprisings that are happening over there. On this channel, we just want to continue to watch the situation unfold in every country facing a different crisis, facing a different situation. Prayers to everyone out there that's going through it. And we just say, God bless you all. We have viewers across the world, and we are standing here together as one and resisting this evil every single day. And what we see here in this region is definitely we have three-letter agencies underway, black actors, black hat actors. And that we're talking about government agencies that have been caught in lies that we're going to go over at the end of this episode. So that's not conspiracy theory. It's all out here in the public documents now. And on this channel, we say, may all truth be exposed. May all truth be revealed. We don't got to get political with it. We don't got to see who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. Let's just let it all be exposed in a U.S. court of law. And may God be with us. Denmark assesses the Nord Stream gas leaks were caused by a deliberate act and could not have been a result of accidents. Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen. Okay, so they are saying that this is a deliberate act. Denmark is. Jim Rickard says, I don't know who blew up the Nord Stream pipelines. I do know that when solving a mystery, you look for motives. Russia has none. They can turn off the gas when they want. The U.S. has plenty. Blame Putin, escalate the war, advance the green agenda, make the EU dependent, go on from there. Absolutely what I'm talking about right here. You know that we have to be careful when we call out our government, unfortunately, with the censorship right here in social media. But here it's just facts that are being proven time and time again. And I also have another little connection that I'm going to play for you guys. You guys take it for what it's worth. I'm not here to interject my political opinion, my bias. I'm here for you guys to make up your own mind. But you tell me what's going on behind the scenes here. And once again, they tell us it to our face. It's just the people aren't listening, but we are. We're completely tapped in. We don't let the mainstream media articulate and tell us how we need to think. We just listen to these people, these actors, the words that they speak. Look at what they do here. Listen to Joe Biden. This is from February 7th, talking about Nord Stream 2.
Let me answer the first question first. If Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the border of Ukraine again. Then there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
We will bring an end to Nord Stream 2. Out of Joe Biden's own mouth, February 7th.
How will you do that?
Look in his eyes. Look in his eyes.
Exactly. Since the project and control of the project is within Germany's control.
We will, I promise you, we'll be able to do it. Let me answer.
I promise you we'll be able to do it. With that little grin, that little smirk. That's our President Joe Biden running the show. And then here we have today, Nord Stream 2 is down. And what do we have here? This is being reported out of Denmark. Fact checkers. I'm not interjecting political bias. This is being assessed by Denmark as a, quote, deliberate act. Folks, this is a dicey situation. You have to understand that people's lives are at stake here, especially. This will affect Europe. There's a cause and effect with everything that's taking place right now. The reason why we focus on these world stage events and how they're going to play out is because people are going to not make it. Literally. The energy bills have already gone through the roof in Europe. We already got rolling blackouts across this planet. You name the country, there's a different issue taking place. And folks, this is truly incredible to see. They are willing to sacrifice their own people. They're willing to sacrifice the middle class and poor of this country. You know that if you're here in the United States. We haven't had it really fall apart yet in this country, but it's coming. It's coming. And as you can see, the cabal, the bad actors, the elite, the deep state, whatever you want to call it, whatever the conspiracy theory is to you, at the end of the day, we've been able to dissect all of this. And we've been able to show time and time again that this is a setup. Either they're stupid or it's a setup, and I'll let you decide. Okay? Now, let's continue on. From XX1133122111, our good friend on Twitter, says a lot of things closing from September 30th to October 5th. Russian martial law September 30th, Vatican bank deadline September 30th, banks upgrading September 30th to October 5th, more and more canceled concerts and public events that week canceled, right? Not saying something is happening, but I don't believe in coincidences staged. I would have to agree, brother. We do not agree. We do not believe in coincidences either. And everything else that we've put together. Rosh Hashanah, the end of the Shemitah year has passed. A new year is here. 2023 is approaching, which will be the 322 year. That's going to be an interesting one as well. But to wrap up this year, 2022, we talked about going into October 4th and 5th. That's going to be your Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur, the Jewish high holy days marking basically every single crash that we've had over the last 100, even 200 years, if you go back and look at it. Serious market crash, talking about a 35% crash over an 8-week period. And we already broke it down. We already gave you the secret sauce. We already dropped it down here for you guys. October 4th through 5th, Yom Kippur. And I believe, as has happened 3 times in 2008, 1987, and 1929, the crash could end. The panic event could end on the Feast of Tabernacles, which is going to be the October 9th through 16th window. There you go. We knew that a lot of people were looking at, September 24th over the last week or so. We've had everyone talking about, what do you think is going to happen on September 24th? And my answer was, Never focus on one date, focus on the events, focus on a time, a window of opportunity, but most importantly, understand what events are about to play out and then prepare accordingly, invest accordingly. That's what we do on this channel. But watching this all break down, is it a coincidence? Is it just random? You guys let me know. All these food processing plants going down, whatever the next crisis may be, more fear for the people. Now, here we go. Taking this back to the United States, White House officials are quietly preparing for the departure of Treasury Secretary Janet No Tellin' Yellen after the midterm elections, as per Axios. Okay, so let's see if that actually comes through. But we're gonna watch this. How low will the S&P go before Janet No Tellin' Yellen steps down, along with potentially Gary Gensler and others? You guys already know we're expecting many government officials to be stepping down after this midterm elections. Not only is this midterm election going to be a massive red wave, and that's not a political endorsement of the Republican Party, it's not a left-right deal. It's a political cycle that is about to play out. It's going to be a massive red wave. It's just going to be. That's just the fact. I mean, we'll see how it plays out, but that's our forecast. That's what we're modeling right now. How low will the S&P go? Much further to go. Peter Schiff says the S&P 500 just took out its June low, extending the bear market deadline to 25% from January's record high, with 30-year mortgage rates set to rise above 7% today. Real estate prices will follow stock prices lower. Collapsing wealth plus soaring debt service costs equals a financial crisis. And one interesting thing that I want to do note is that, yes, the average rate, the average interest rate, the average 30-year fixed rate jumps to 7.08%. That's the highest rate since 2002. That is being confirmed by Lance Lambert. But yes, absolutely. This is what's interesting to note. The S&P 500 just took out its June lows after everyone was shilling that we weren't even in a bear market, right? We weren't even in a bear market. Then they finally capitulated during June. It took them all until the summer to finally capitulate. But now everyone's been saying that the bottom is in, even though we just took out the June lows on the S&P. But what's interesting to note is that if you look at Bitcoin right here, we pull up the chart once again, looking at Bitcoin trading at 18.5 is where it bottomed out today. Okay, that is not breaking the June lows for Bitcoin. So the S&P 500 has broke June lows, and now we're watching Bitcoin. I took profits on my Bitcoin short last night because Bitcoin doesn't belong above 20,000. That's where it's at. There is no real buying pressure for Bitcoin right now. Like, think of how many times here that we've rejected off this 20K level, 21,000, 22K. Remember, it pumped up in August all the way to 25K. We've been shorting Bitcoin over the last 3 months, 5 for 7 on the trades for over a 40% profit. I haven't done the most recent calculation. 50% profit, I think is where we're at. 45% profit. Shorting Bitcoin 7 times over the last 3 months because Bitcoin doesn't belong at 25K. From the fundamental analysis and then from the technical analysis, we can see that we got a long ways to go. The line is going straight down on the chart. Any doofus moron can see that. And look at the fundamental macroeconomic picture. Going to get much worse. We've been saying that, right? And it's not because we want to sell doom and gloom and we need clicks and we need views and we need thumbnails. No, it's a very simple, straightforward message that you're going to be sacrificed if you don't got your shit together right now. If you think that the bottom is in and you think that this is over, you got a lot of waking up to do, folks. This setup is incredible. And it's interesting to see that the S&P has broke those June lows. Now we're seeing that Bitcoin still above the June lows of 17.6 was where we were at for Bitcoin. Now, I've talked here on this channel, my targets go down below 14K. Okay, down below 14K is going to be easily done for Bitcoin. And 10,000, obviously 10,000, there's going to be some buying down there for sure. Absolutely. The Bitcoin bros have been buying all the way from the top, including Michael Saylor, from the billionaire hedge funds that have been taking huge losses all the way down to the Bitcoin bros on Twitter. They're going to be buying it the whole way. I'm going to be interested to see all these quote unquote influencers, how that strategy has worked out, how that program has worked out that you have to have Bitcoin and Ethereum in every portfolio, when we're going to see them get just smacked, obliterated once again, with the upside potential nowhere near these other utility cryptos that have obviously been suppressed. artificially suppressed through the SEC staged lawsuit. It's as clear as day. This is the most incredible setup, guys. And as I said, set price after settlement season. I'm about to get into that after we go through this. I'm going to finish up my cryptocurrency news right here. Cheap, easy money destroyed value. This is from XRP Darren, Fame21, more on Twitter. Huge shout out. Cheap, easy money destroyed value. There is a lack of quality, a lack of appreciation, a lack of care. Remember what it was like when a business owner appreciated your business, when a worker was proud to have a job. Look at movies, same recycled garbage. Absolutely, I'd have to agree. I mean, I've been scouring Netflix for a new show, and I struggle to find a new show. Most recently, I just finally watched Blacklist, because I'm trying to find something that's, kind of interesting, right? But it is obviously a lot of repeats, a lot of repetitiveness. And the only reason that I watch any sort of that Netflix TV or any of those programs is for the predictive programming. I'm trying to watch a sick movie, a sick sci-fi, or something that's going to show us what they're doing. The most recent show that I've been watching is Blacklist, which I find interesting because it's all government conspiracies, government corruption, and it's a pretty fascinating show. But nonetheless, you guys know me. We have been not spending our time doing this. We've been spending our time building real value in our businesses. 99% of the time is business, and then we spend the rest of it with family. That's all we do in this program. And you're starting to see it on Main Street. And I saw this, that going back to 2020, the situation got really ugly. A lot of guys took money. The system got kept afloat. The stimulus kept us propped up. The UBI checks. Now we got debt forgiveness. They're going to have more programs. But you can see the stressed out business owner on Main Street, which I hate to see, which is why I'm trying to help as many people as I can. I'm trying to roll out a business development program as I go here, give it to my Discord group, talk about business strategies for starting a side hustle and or starting a real business that's going to be bigger than just yourself. I think that now is a fantastic opportunity, but absolutely cheap, easy money destroyed value, and it gave everyone a participation trophy. Now, as the system gets flooded and we're starting to see who's going to actually stay afloat through the storm. The storm is here. The liquidity debt crisis is here because of these rising interest rates. You're going to see it in real estate, above 7% interest rates for real estate, taking us back to 2002 interest rate levels. The real estate asset class is always going to be lagging, okay? But you're starting to see this is going to really affect all the way from Main Street, all the way up the top to Wall Street and the hedge funds, because they got debt service. The corporations all have debt service. And as that interest rate increases to over 7%, for your mortgages, and as the Fed increases all the way through the end of this year is what they're telling us they're going to do, the numbers don't lie. Even from the technical story, the technical analysis, the numbers do not lie. It has to get worse, and they're willing to sacrifice the stock market to rein back in inflation, to slow down the complete dollar crisis. And every country is now leaving the US dollar, essentially. Every other country is looking at their own CBDC solution. How do you do trade without the US dollar? But what has happened in this cryptocurrency space from Crypto Whale? As we've predicted, because we listened to Brad Garlinghouse tell us that 99% of crypto is going to go away, we knew that these guys were going to be folding. We knew that they weren't running legit operations. Voyager CEO resigns. Celsius CEO resigns. Kraken CEO resigns. Terra CEO resigns. MicroStrategy Michael Saylor CEO resigns. Compute North, which is I believe is the largest Bitcoin mining operation, Compute North CEO resigns. As the bear market continues, many of the crypto criminals are running away as their Ponzi's collapse, which is beautiful, which is absolutely beautiful, because as I'm about to talk about here shortly after we get this settlement, all of the big money, all of the institution that is in the know is getting in on XRP right now before the settlement, but you're about to have massive FOMO from institutions after this settlement as well. They're going to need XRP. And as the money flows away out of the scams, we're going to get all that liquidity, all that money is going to be flowing into utility. Is it all going to go into XRP? No, obviously not. But that's why we have these other utility cryptos that we're definitely expecting to outperform. And as we were talking about on last night's show, We're talking about the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 having to be restructured, having to actually include some of these companies like Ripple, some of these legit companies where their CEO is not only resigning, he's parading around the country, parading around the world, going to all the conferences, all the deals that matter. Ripple's swell event taking place in London right after the Queen's passing. All of the numbers, too, are no lie. On-demand liquidity record growth, which is actual adoption of the cryptocurrency project, not just hype from these CEOs that are all resigning, going to jail, and pumped complete Ponzi schemes on all of us. And notice that all of those influencers were selling out to taking deals from these programs as well. From, the Celsiuses, from the Voyagers, the Krakens, all the way down to the little meme tokens, all the little NFTs. And this is why I don't do paid sponsorships from any of these. My DMs were just flooded today for some reason from cryptocurrency projects. Bunch of crap. We're not going to take any of the money for that crap. Thank you. But we will pass on that. Now, this is the juicy stuff. This is what we've been waiting to get into tonight. Set price after settlement season. And what we see here is SEC lies completely exposed. The government, United States government, is being completely exposed right now, which is why we think a settlement is coming in here soon. Let's take this. Eleanor Terrett, huge shout out. One of the few in mainstream news that has actually been covering this Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. Breaking scoop, I have received a copy of Bill Hinman's public calendar covering his entire tenure while at the SEC government. It's extensive, 189 pages worth, of which I am still coming through, but here are some standouts. On Wednesday, March 28th, 2018, Hinman had a scheduled meeting with Scott Cooper, managing partner of Andreessen Horowitz. Thursday, March 29th, Hinman had a scheduled meeting with Consensus and SEC Corporation of Finance official Amy Starr. So remember, Andreessen Horowitz obviously invested in Consensus and Ethereum, all of that, right? Andreessen Horowitz, we already know about that. On Friday, April 6th, Hinman had a scheduled meeting titled Ethereum. It was just titled ETH. Thursday, April 12th at 4:30 p.m., a meeting scheduled titled Ether. On April 23rd, so later that month in April, he had a scheduled meeting with Joseph Lubin. Then, and on the day Hinman gave his famous speech at the Yahoo Finance All Markets Summit, there was a scheduled meeting with Ripple counsel Valerie Shizpanik, I cannot pronounce her name, Shizpanik, at 10 a.m. More to come. All dates above are from 2018. Now, what did Stefan Huber have to say? Stefan Huber says, in 2017, the SEC claimed Hinman had no government calendar. They also claimed that he didn't write or meet with Simpson Thacher. Lies over lies. Right. So, huge shout out to Stefan Huber and Eleanor Terrett. We are definitely looking at getting a copy of those documents. The Freedom of Information request has been granted, I guess, and they have got the schedule there. So that's going to be very interesting to see. But read this. This is from the SEC's own words. We have been advised that to the extent Mr. Hinman may maintain such documents, they are solely for his personal use and convenience. Consequently, they are not considered agency records and are not subject to the Freedom of Information Act. Thus, we do not have any information responsive to your request. So essentially, we don't get to hold government officials like Bill Hinman responsible. Even after it's been caught in a lie here, once again, the SEC saying that he never met with Simpson Thacher when that was completely exposed. The email is completely exposed, and there's so much more here to be unraveled in this case. This is why there has to be a settlement underway. Now, is it going to be announced tomorrow, next week, next month? Is it going to be stalled out another year? It could literally be stalled out another year. But it definitely looks like we are here in settlement season, is what I'm calling it. And it's not only for this Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. We have many other issues to settle up, including the currency war, the energy war, every single asset to be reset, restructured. And then we're going to have a set price of the assets that need to be restructured. That's also part of the settlement season. So it's not just with the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. And for the haters that say, oh, you're making settlement hype videos. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I just said the caveat. This could go out another year. We are definitely going to stack a fat bag of XRP if they give us another year, right? We are not going anywhere. We continue to double down on this investment. We know what we hold. We know the value utility unlock after this staged lawsuit is done. What does Anders on Twitter have to say here? I think this is just it. Banks will have FOMO, fear of missing on-demand liquidity. Not only are we going to have the retail pump FOMO, where me and you are going to be trying to run up. I just FOMO'd into XRP at 47 cents. Now here today, it's back down to 42 cents. 42 cents for our XRP right now. And I just FOMO'd in last night at 47 cents. Don't care in the slightest because I hit another level in my XRP bag that I'm just thrilled about. And I understand what's about to happen here. It's not just the retail pump. It's going to be an institutional pump for XRP. It's going to be an institutional adoption at scale moment for XRP. You already see the partnerships out there. You already see the people that are trying to get XRP buying $500 million worth last Friday, 2 Fridays ago. We saw record volume for XRP over the weekend. Something is brewing. Record trading volume, which is mostly retail and whales, right? But then you have bigger players accumulating massive amounts behind the scenes as well. We just saw a new Bitso exchange firing up utility in Argentina. That's, maybe just a little country. They only have 1 million users in that country, 5 million users total. Little issues, little bit of liquidity going to be solved there in Argentina. And that's what we love to see. And that's just one exchange that's firing up utility. You already know that the CEO of SBI says that every bank in Japan is going to use XRP. That's institutional FOMO, guys. That's not just retail Joe Blows trying to buy $1,000 worth of XRP. That's no. We need to acquire millions of XRP because we're going to use this for our treasury flows. We're going to use this for back-end settlement. We need a Billy XRP. And then what happens? You can't go to the retail markets. You can't go to even some of the over-the-counter markets aren't going to have that available. You're going to have to go to Ripple. And so once the investment contract, whether it's a security, commodity, whatever the SEC case, however this ends up folding, we know not only are you going to have everyone trying to be buying in on the pump, but you're also going to have institutions that are going to want to take place in the XRP ledger. Now that they have clarity, they're going to say, okay, let's load it up, let's back it up. Some of them are already front running that. A lot of speculation in the space right now that drove us up to a 50% pump. And you see how quickly this cryptocurrency moves. It's not an ordinary company. And I think it's the most important, it's the most valuable digital commodity in existence. Okay. And I was thinking, comparing, what do you compare Ripple and XRP to? I think that Ripple is the Saudi Arabia of oil. So they have the cheapest cost basis. They were gifted it. And they have complete control of the flows and basically the liquidity worldwide. And what are you seeing now with Saudi Arabia? They're doing deals with China and Russia outside of the US dollar. So same thing with Ripple XRP. You can settle in any currency. You can accept any commodity you want for that oil. And you got all the pipelines set. You got the cheapest cost basis. You throw a straw in the ground and oil comes out. My mentor, Dan Pena, made hundreds of millions and billions of dollars in the energy business, says that Saudi Arabia can get it out for $5 a barrel. There's no competition for that country, for that region. Same thing with Ripple. They have a lock on that escrow. They have a lock on that supply. The righteous custodians of the XRP supply. But what are we seeing? We are seeing the decentralized, open, permissionless nature of the XRP ledger on display with the NFT updates, which is more utility coming in. And what I'm excited for is not only the NFTs that we're going to see coming to the XRP ledger that are going to be for the retail traders, pudgy penguins coming to the XRP ledger. That's going to be cool or whatever, I guess. we're excited for real estate, tokenized commodities, everything of value coming to the XRP ledger, and it absolutely is going to be made easier once they have that update for the XRP ledger. It did get stalled, which shows us that decentralized nature of the XRP ledger, which is very clear for the newbies here, for the new people here who are trying to understand why I talk about this cryptocurrency every single night. Is because all the deals that have been done with Ripple, but XRP, the currency itself, is completely open source, permissionless, decentralized, efficient, effective, scales at will, unlimited scalability. Okay, anyone can use it, and they solve the most important issues first, which is throughput scalability. Now they are setting up NFT smart contracts. That is going to unlock everything of value coming in to the XRP ledger, and we are watching the institutions front run this settlement. We've seen deals with Ripple using XRP for years now. Some of the largest banks and financial institutions on top of central banks. And we're just waiting for that settlement announcement, waiting for that staged lawsuit to end. What is the flip of the switch price going to be? $10, $100, $1,000. I think it's going to be somewhere in between those prices. That's my prediction for you, okay? Moving to $10 is going to be so freaking easy. And at $10, many of us have changed our lives. I want to say God bless everyone in the XRP community, but more so than that, we are so much more than XRP. We are partaking in the greatest transfer of wealth in world history, understanding every single asset class. We talk about real estate, precious metals, and XRP the most. Okay, but we also talk about our business strategies. You need to figure out how to get your cash stacked because the inflation crisis will get worse. Your stock 401k portfolio, how is that program working out? Maybe it's time to roll it over to precious metals. You can do that by heading to my website. At the very top, you'll see a link, Precious Metals. My people will get you set up with rolling over your 401k to precious metals if that's what you're trying to do. If you're looking to acquire more of the digital commodities that are going to run the new financial system, you can partake in that with me as well. I have links on down below. But more importantly, as I've been telling you guys on this channel, I've been buying all the way from 60 cents down all the way to 30 cents. When XRP chose at 33 cents, it makes me laugh and I buy more. When XRP goes to 17 cents, I am going to spend every last dollar I have. Obviously, I'll have to get as liquid as possible for that event, which can happen anytime between now and the next couple months. We think that the bottom is going to be coming in over the next 12 to 18 months potentially. This can go very long, right? And different assets are going to move basically respective to the currencies that they're trading against. Something to understand is that the gold price against the British pound, last time I heard, it's about 4% away from all-time high. So you need to understand that some of these assets have been suppressed, and they're being even more suppressed against the US dollar. Against some of these other currencies like the Japanese yen, the euro, the British pound, they're less than 10% away from all-time high. So the currency crisis is failing faster in other countries. As I said, we're still having a good time here in the United States. Enjoy it while it lasts, and you better stack cash for all of the assets that are going to go on sale, and you better reallocate your portfolio and consider your exit strategy, because we could easily see another 50% crash in the cryptocurrency assets alone. I'm not even going to throw around any predictions for real estate, so based off of each individual market. But what's important to understand here is that you need to have an understanding of what you're investing in. You don't rely on any one influencer to tell you what to do. For as bullish and as hype as we get about XRP, I'm not here to tell you guys to FOMO into XRP right now. I've been saying dollar cost average if you think that this thing's going to change the world. It's very simple. I bought XRP with you guys at $1.20. I did. And I was saying the same thing that I was saying then as I am now. Your time is running out to buy the suppressed assets before the set price settlement season passes. The crash is coming soon. We're actually in the middle of it. if you're wondering. Some people were in denial about the bear market. At least there's no more denial about the bear market. Now we're changing the definition of recession. That's a whole different story. But how is your program working out? What are you doing right now? If you want to get tapped into my community, we have a community of investment and research taking place over at my Discord community. You can join us. Head on over to my website. It's all there at zachrector.com. Okay. And like I said at the beginning of the show, here, after I get off this, I'm actually going to be changing my YouTube settings. It's going to be on subscribers only for the comments. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and smash that thumbs up if you appreciate this content and this message. I appreciate all of you guys so much, and I can't wait to see you guys in tomorrow's update as well. We are getting locked back in, picking up on the momentum that we had going into last week. It was truly incredible to watch that XRP pump. But what did I say? It's a fake out pump here once again. This doesn't feel right. They're setting up XRP holders once again. What did I say last night on the live stream? I just took a Bitcoin short. Bitcoin's not supposed to be above 20K. Today we cashed that out at a little bit of profit. Not financial advice, but if you're looking to get tapped in, we're doing the deals. On over at our Discord group, sign up at Patreon. You'll get access to the Discord, and we would love to see you guys in there. Other than that, huge shout out to the YouTube family. We just passed 43,000 subscribers, but like I said, we have 80,000 regulars that tune into our live streams. Smash that thumbs up. Oh, and we did have some super chats, so we got to go check our super chats. Thank you so much, guys. Wow, 700 in the chat tonight. Huge shout out to the YouTube family. What do we got here working on TikTok? Oh, we're only down to 100 on TikTok. TikTok got distracted. Let me check these super chats. Okay. That's kind of lagged. JJ, thank you for the 10 spot. Should we be pulling our investment off the platform we're using daily? Because if a crash comes, they will take our account value. My trading bag is on Qcoin. Not recommending Qcoin by any means, but they have been working for me. And you know, if it goes, it goes. I know that I'm gambling. I know that I'm playing the game, and I know that I have risk by having Tether on Qcoin that I am using to, to trade. And like I said, we've been shorting Bitcoin over the last few months. So JJ, all my long-term bag, everything of value is offline, is self-custodied, and I have my trading bag on the exchanges. I also have, that's all I can say actually. I don't recommend exchanges. I don't recommend wallets, and I'm not here to give you guys financial advice, but I will say, we like long-term holdings, cold storage, whatever you're trading, whatever you're looking to move. If you're going to exit some of your XRP, you might want to have some on the exchange so that you can sell it when that time comes, so that you can have your limit orders set. Whatever your strategy is going to be, don't trust any of these exchanges. Corepins.com, thank you for the 20 spot. That is huge. Appreciate that super chat. Huge shout out to corepins.com. Who else are we working with? Huge shout out to the mods. Dex, thank you, brother, for being in here. Nouvelle Diaspora Assyrian, I think that I mispronounced that, but Nouvelle, thank you for the super chat. The 2 spot, appreciate that, my friend. Greg Cope, 10 spot there, brother. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, my friend. Nature of Unreality says, so many think they know better than Zach. They are foolish and short-sighted. Nature of Unreality. I'm just another guy trying to figure it out. But as always, I'm going to, cite my sources, tell you guys who I'm watching, who's helping me decode and decipher this reality, these markets, every single asset class that we're studying, for all of the strategies that we're building out. I tell you guys what books I'm reading, what podcasts I listen to, and then I bring it all together with my analysis, which I try to be very humble with it. And I'm not a trader. I don't call myself a trader, but our analysis over the last year, I think, has been spot on. We don't have time to spend on that, but yeah, just look at the calls over the last year and they've been pretty freaking spot on, even with the markets and stuff. But I didn't always trade the market. Over the last 3 months, I've been trading and I've actually caught a profit. Last year, I got wrecked trading. That didn't go well for trading. I took an L. Thank you for the tax write-off, I guess. Took an L on trading last year. This year, I'm doing much better shorting Bitcoin. And we're going to continue to short Bitcoin. We're now finally tapped in a little bit better. And it's such a simple strategy that I'm doing with my trading. So that's nothing special. But yeah, like I said, we want to understand what our strategies are going to be for our businesses, how we make them recession proof. For real estate, gosh, like I'm just been shopping and we're making offers, making deals happen. And I'm going to I want to do another real estate deep dive here shortly. So make sure you guys are subscribed and you hit that notification bell so you can catch the next update. And if you haven't already, you can follow me on Twitter, and you can also tap into our newsletter. Head to my website, hit the contact information, get our newsletter, because I drop my updates on Twitter for when I'm going to be going live. And then also I'll be sending out my newsletter right as I also notify my Discord group before I go live every time as well too. So if you're looking to get tapped in over there, you can do that at my website, zachrector.com. Okay. But like I said, real estate is going to be exciting to watch. And I'm definitely looking over the next year to make quite a few deals happen. But I'm going to go do a deep dive on real estate because I want to talk about what I think is the most important thing, which is building your team. Just like in business, it's all about people. It's all about your team. Real estate's so important. So I'm going to talk about how I've been building relationships with brokers, basically real estate agents, mortgage brokers, property managers, and obviously having a landscape business. I'm tapped in with even the homeowners. I know way too much about everyone in my community because I've serviced so many hundreds of people on a weekly basis in my community. So I'm tapped in on another level with the landscape business, but that's also helped me establish relationships within contractors, which is very important to have, property managers, the agents, the mortgage brokers, and then even insurance agents. So, and then obviously lawyers as well. So I'm looking to do a real estate deep dive here soon as well, because that's what I've been doing before doing my first deal. I've been building my team, and having people helping you out is very important. And so yeah, real estate deep dive is going to be coming soon. That should be a fun one, and so important, so important. Huge shout out to everyone tapping in tonight. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, make sure you smash that thumbs up for me. All right, guys, I am going to wrap up this session. I do appreciate everyone for tapping in. Okay. Yeah, just got back from vacation. We took this weekend off. Checked out Palm Springs, beautiful country down there in the desert. Way too hot for me. Had to get on out of there for Palm Springs. A little bit too hot. 107 was the temperature in Palm Springs. Nouvelle Diaspora Ayasian. Is 30,000 XRP a decent sized bag according to you? Yeah, I think that having even a few thousand XRP is really nice, and it's going to be good for a lot of people. But I think that if you have a solid exit strategy for your 10,000 XRP, I think that you can do really well with that. But it's all about having your exit strategy. If you have 100,000 XRP, but you're going to offload it all underneath $10, I think you might miss out on some gains, to say the least, right? But yeah, I mean, 30,000 XRP is something to get excited about for sure. That's nice. Definitely nice to have 30,000. Yeah. Zach, what happened to the Shemitah cycle and the square Uranus hypothesis? Not much happened over the 24th through the 26th. Actually, it did. And if you watch that, then you would have known that I said that the crash is already underway, and we're looking for it to basically the panic moment to end during October, during the Feast of Tabernacles specifically, which is the 9th through the 16th. So go back and rewatch that after you get done trolling me about, I was not one of the guys saying September 24th, prepare now, making FOMO, videos on TikTok or YouTube about the 24th being the date. Prepare now. I've been saying prepare now. When people asked me about the September 24th, I said, pick any date between now and the election and have fun. Have fun doing the decode. Have fun figuring out what's going to happen that date, because it's just been hitters, bangers, day after day. If you're tapped in, if you know, you know. If you're asleep at the wheel, good luck, God bless. Hope it works out. What are you talking about? Not much happened. Nord Stream 2 just got hit. Do you understand the ramifications of that? The S&P 500 just broke below the June lows. We're just getting started too. We're absolutely just getting started. Feast of Trumpets ends tomorrow. New moon was sighted in Jerusalem this evening of the 27th. Yes. Yep, absolutely. So we had that new moon energy come in. We got that little fake Bitcoin pump above 20K. You love how they do that, right? New moon pump, boom. And what we're watching is October 9th through the 16th, Feast of Tabernacles, but October 9th is also the full moon of October, leading us into September 25th, going to be the solar eclipse, new moon. And then on November 7th and 8th is going to be the lunar eclipse, and the 8th is the election here in the United States. It's going to be a massive moment in time. And we're right here in it. Never focus on one date. Never focus on one event. Prepare for multiple. Prepare for the worst and pray for the best. Prepare for the worst. Pray for the best. And you can decode every day forever. I mean, there's connections all over the place. I don't spend too much time doing decodes anymore. I love doing decodes. I love listening to the best in the game, which I believe Waters Above Crypto is the best in the game. Huge shout out to Waters Above. We love Jordan. I love his stuff. He's the best with the secret sauce, from what I've found. And there's plenty of other people that are doing great research too. But yeah, man. I mean, as far as trying to predict the exact date of the next false flag, look at windows of time and predict what it's more like. It's easier to predict the events that are going to play out, because that predicting the events just takes fundamental analysis of the macroeconomic currency war. Now, the technicals and the dates and the decodes and deciphering everything, all the symbolism, will lead you to a window of time. But when I went back and I did my Shemitah cycle deep dive, it was very simple, where we found the market panic moment bottoming out. Here's the brief summary of how these crashes have happened over the last 100, 200 years. They start about 6 weeks before a solar eclipse, and they really ramp up and peak, have some of the worst days during the Jewish High Holy Days, which starts Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, which this year was 25th through the 27th was Rosh Hashanah. And then Yom Kippur is the 4th and the 5th of October coming up. And then the Feast of Tabernacles is the 9th through the 16th. Now, I told you guys, the market panic concluded on the Feast of Tabernacles in 3 of these market crashes: 2008, 1987, 1929. Now, we are defining these market crashes as a 35% crash in the stock market during an 8-week period. But it usually starts really picking up 6 weeks before the solar eclipse. So what did I just tell you guys? 6 weeks before the solar eclipse, well, the solar eclipse is the 25th of October. If you go out, if you take us to that full moon fake out that we had, that took place in September 10th, full moon fake out. We traded that as well. Took profits on that Bitcoin short as well. We called that one perfectly. Okay, full moon fake out, and that started a correction. Basically, back in August, I was going back in my Discord weekly calls that I had with my Discord group. Every Saturday, I have my exclusive Discord meeting, speak with just that group, go over my plans, my complete forecast, and my complete unfiltered opinion on all the issues. We have those Saturday sessions, but we were saying in August that if we don't, we can potentially get new temporary highs in the cycle coming in through August, but that's probably going to be the last one before we roll over going into September. And that's exactly what happened. The 25K Bitcoin in August was the high. We shorted that as well. And then here we are back down once again at 18.5 today is where we reached for Bitcoin. And we easily can go back down to 14K. Easily break through those June lows, just like the S&P 500 just did. But here we are in this window of opportunity. Don't focus on the exact day or hour. Focus on this window of opportunity and focus on the events that are going to play out that you can predict with 99.99% probability based off of fundamental analysis. The debt crisis, liquidity crisis was inevitable. We knew it was coming. And, once we got tapped into what the Shemitah year was, we knew, wow, we're going to be going into a volatile time. We knew that we were going to be going into a shakeup. We knew that the Bitcoin bear market was going to end in December, just like it did in the previous Bitcoin bull runs. Bitcoin topped out on the new moon of December 2017 and the new moon of December 2013. That's why in October and November of last year, I said Bitcoin's going to top out and start the bear market on December 4th, new moon of last year. Bitcoin did not top out again. It topped out before that, around November 10th, right when we were having the back-to-back eclipses once again in November and December. And Bitcoin topped out at 69K. Perfect number, 69K. And then it had a 40% liquidation event on December 4th. So it did start the bear market on December 4th. So we're about half right with that prediction, right? Now, what have I got wrong? Let's talk about what I got wrong. I thought XRP was going to pump way before this. I thought we were going to pump back in 2018 when I started understanding what XRP was. 2019 started going all in, and I thought my time was running out in 2019 when I was buying at 25 cents, 30 cents. Here we are once again in 2022. Now, historically, though, what have we seen? Bitcoin basically topped out in December, and then XRP topped out January. So we thought that something similar was going to take place, even without a settlement, but that did not happen. So that was completely wrong, right? We were completely wrong about that. But is the setup there? Anybody who's doing that technical analysis will tell you that this thing can easily rip up to double-digit prices. $7 to $13 easily can be done. Should be done. It should have been done this last bull run if it wasn't for the SEC lawsuit and everything that we were up against. Obvious suppressed XRP asset, along with the other tier 1 suppressed assets. What's the price going to be set at? Well, that's the $1 trillion question. I believe that price has to be set at 3 digits to even get started. I think that $50 gets you close when you do the market cap. And, for anyone that's talking about market cap, they just don't understand what they're talking about. When I compared Ripple to Saudi Arabia and XRP to oil, that's the utility. It's the flows of utility that happen every single day. It's not the money that's been quote unquote parked or invested within one asset. Because guys, I can't even go into the market cap discussion. It's so simple. It means nothing. It means nothing. In traditional stocks, it does kind of mean something, right? What is the market cap of a stock grown to kind of represents, the value that the market perceives of that stock. But we've already shown the flaws of market cap. If you guys haven't already seen that, I think, what did I title my video? Market cap exposed or something like that. I'll have to share that once again. I need to cover that again because so many people are still confused about that. I still see new TikTok influencers that are saying that it's ridiculous that XRP could have a market cap of 50 trillion. It's like, okay, Swift settles $6 trillion daily. So in 10 days, we'll have settled over $50 trillion. And that's settlement, money moving, not market cap. Market cap is completely different. But a lot of people are stupid. And there's a lot of stupid influencers. that are running their mouths that, like I said, have never ran a real business, made any sort of money in their whole life outside of shilling shit coins and projects with no value that have gotten completely wrecked right after they show them to their audience. Some of them completely rug pulls. So for the people that are asking me to respond to some of these other guys, these kids, we don't have the time for that, man. They've accomplished, well, we'll wait for them to accomplish something. It's easy to make a TikTok. Let's see you run a real business. How's your program working out? Second largest rug pull in the NFT space last year? That's what you accomplished. And you know who you are. Huge shout out to the Super Chat family. Robbie, Gmail, giving me that Canadian funny money. I appreciate that. $13.99. Funny money for your wallet, Zach. Thank you for sharing your findings. Cheers to making the most of this time in history. God bless you, Robbie. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We do accept your Canadian funny money. And Canada just opened up. My brothers and sisters to the north. I'll be coming to visit you soon now. We have opened it up. Let's go. It's time to party again with my Canadian brothers and sisters. God bless you all up there fighting the good fight. And a huge shout out to our boy Brian. Thank you so much, brother. Massive $50 donation. We appreciate your support. Always coming through, Brian. Great that you know the business in your niche, but make sure to keep it to yourself and add greater value to what you offer. All the best. Absolutely, Brian. Absolutely. I know I'm always conflicted because I'm trying to help people so much. And I'm always so transparent. I have nothing to hide. That it's, sometimes I do share details I shouldn't. I do divulge too much. I do say too much. But yeah, absolutely, brother. I do appreciate that. I'm always trying to be as transparent as possible and help as many people as possible. Sometimes I get caught up in that. But Brian, always appreciate your support, brother. Thank you. God bless you. Hope Gone, thank you for the euro $8.99. Hey, Zach, Low Bank just closed my bank account. No dialogue, no explanation. When asked, they said they don't have to give any reason. 25 years banking history gone. Wow. We're seeing all sorts of stuff take place like that, right? And then the worst of it's taking place in Lebanon, where they're just doing smash and grab heists. They're doing stick-ups. It's like Grand Theft Auto over there in Lebanon. I mean, it's unbelievable. And that's just one country, right? And we're seeing the liquidity cash crisis. We saw in some of these other countries, I forget what they were. Sri Lanka was running out of cash. And then they were running out of gas too, right? It's incredible. And then with Nord Stream 2 just going, that's definitely going to have major ramifications for Europe. And I played the clip right there of Biden, Sleepy Creepy, telling us that they had plans for Nord Stream 2. Well, looked like it was just a random act of God. Or was it? Because Denmark, we covered, fact checkers, don't come at me, fact checkers. I hope that Joe just continues running the show and doing a great job for us, I guess. Denmark's reporting that it was a, quote, deliberate act, Nord Stream 2. I wonder who it could have been. I wonder whose program that is. Destabilizing another country and region. Probably shouldn't say anything else on that issue. All right, guys, I better wrap up this session. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, smash that thumbs up for me. TikTok, make sure you guys head on over, subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Sometimes we get in trouble with TikTok. You know how that goes. All right, God bless you all. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Take care.